Y'all hang on, see if I can keep my train of thought going for a minute. See if the train don't get derailed. So let's title this subject, If I Had Your Money, I'd Burn Mine. The cost of everything is getting expensive, is everything. All the prices are going up and prices are getting ridiculous, especially the price of motorcycle parts. So that's what I mean by that. That's an old Southern term, that, or at least it's a term that my family used growing up. My grandma used to tell me that. It said, if I had your money, I'd burn mine. I believe that, call it a conspiracy theory or whatever, but, since that couple years ago, that stuff happened, prices have steadily gone up. Call it inflation, inflation, shrinkflation. The quality of stuff's gone down, and people just seem to accept this, just bend over and seem to take it. But it seems like that it doesn't seem like it, because it is. The price of everything's going up. I priced this phone. I need a phone. Apple phones are notorious. Last two I've had, I can speak for mine. I'm going to switch and quit going with Apple phone if they're just not going to last but 3 to 4 years. That's about all the good you're going to get out of them. The last time I bought this phone, it was right around $400 to $500. And in 3 years since I went to, now I need another one. It's $1,000 on Verizon's plan. And I have to go with that plan because my credit being what my credit is. So prices go up due to operating costs. I do believe, as far as we're going to circle this back around, as far as motorcycle parts go, is that motorcycle parts are going up, I believe, because the motorcycle dealerships are trying to get you to buy a new motorcycle. So they're getting in there, quit carrying the parts for the old ones. I think all of them's doing it. And if they do carry the parts, they're trying to price you out, where your only option is to either quit riding because the parts are too high, or you can't find them, and they're trying to price you out, so you'll go get a new one, and that way you'll go to the dealership, buy a brand new motorcycle, and then you'll have payments to make. I do believe that. Call me a conspiracy theorist. Sorry, my phone's shaking. My camera mount is what it is. So about 2 years ago, the push button started. And if y'all ever have any problem with the push button starting on a Honda Shadow, hit me up in the comments. I ain't no expert and I ain't no mechanic, but I can tell you how to get it back to going. It's not that hard if it's not anything other than that little ignition button. If y'all watched my video this morning, I wasn't going to blow up the starter because who knows how much that thing was going to cost, or whenever this video uploads. My phone, like I said, the internal workings, the guts, I hate technology. I really don't care for it. I like nuts and bolts and something I can fix with, screwdriver and a set of baling wire. Something I can fix properly and make it work. Something I can fix on the side of the road. But, so the batteries, was 4 to 5 years old, 4 years old, 3 to 4 years old. Everything I got is 3 to 4 years old. I don't buy nothing new except, but I ain't going to deny myself if I want something. But they're getting where you have to make those choices, and everybody does. How are you supposed to pay to keep your motorcycle going? Or how are you supposed to pay to keep anything going? So I believe that the motor is, somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong, and there's going to be, if somebody from the motorcycle industry decides that, hey, you're completely wrong. And, you got your opinion, I got mine. Been about year to 2 years ago, I thought that the battery was going out, but it was just a push button. It got dirty, and I had to take it apart and clean it, put some 3-in-1 oil in there, and file down, just sand it off lightly. Don't break them, because, they're very, very thin little pieces of copper in there, and make sure they make contact. Once it did that, boom, she went. That was back last year before last. And I was pricing batteries because I thought it was a battery that went out. So I priced the battery back in with $100. Not bad. And still, some of y'all go, well, that's not a bad price this year either. Well, I went to check a price of a battery this year, and it's $150. I live in a very rural area, even though they're building it up and everybody's moving in here. I couldn't imagine being a kid growing up here and with all the limited opportunities we have, but that's another story for another day. We live in a very limited resource area. You pretty much have to order everything, and I joke about it, but it's really no joke. It's like old brother Wartow, 2 weeks from everywhere. It really is. It's you have to order it from everybody's favorite enemy, Amazon or whatever. But I am getting a battery from a parts store. But that's it's the little things that adds up to the most expensive. Take a little here and a little there and a little here and a little there, and it adds up to a whole. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to anybody? You just chew away at it, just pick at it like a sword. You just keep picking at it, and every little piece, every little bit adds up to a little bit more. So those little costs, and everybody knows this, those little costs that's out there is adds up. Those little costs, start costing a little more, and eventually they price you out of you get fed up with your motorcycle. You be like thinking, well, I love that thing, but I just can't find such and such parts, and I just can't get this part, and they said that I was going to have to wait on it, and then if I can't find it and it's getting real hard to find it, I guess I'll just go put myself in debt and go get a new one. I do believe that's what's going on with that. They want you to buy brand new, and there's no mechanics anymore. There's only technicians, and everything's got more buttons and wires on it than the whole dang electrical grid, and nothing's simple anymore. They took the most simple, basic mechanism of the mechanicalness of a machine, turned it into technology to where they replaced me and you on that we can't fix that thing on the side of the road. Even my bike is as modern as I ever want to get, and for my money, what there is of it, for my money, I'm never buying no new vehicle. It's one reason why I sold that SUV, because it was needing some new sensors. I mean, I bought it wrecked, but it was needing some new sensors and some stuff in it, and I couldn't fix the thing because and everybody said, why don't you just take that motor out of that wrecked body and put it in another vehicle? Well, I'd have to get a computer tech to talk to the motor, to tell the motor to run if I put it in another vehicle. I can't just drop it in there like a simple 350. Or for all you Ford dudes, a 351, or all you Dodge dudes out there, a 440, I can't just throw the thing in there. You would have had to get somebody to talk to you had to get somebody that knows how to get that LS running. So I turned around, sold it, and bought the tires for the bike. I like my motorcycle. It's just modern enough that it's all analog. None of it's digital, thanks heavens. It does have some fuses and stuff on it, and it does have electronic connection. Some of the old gray beards out there, kickstart only. I've messed up my Achilles heel and my calves and my knees, and about nearly tore my leg off. But kickstart only. That bike does not have kickstart only. It is a shaft drive, and it's still in fairly good shape for a 17-year-old motorcycle. I'm not throwing off on it at all. I'm not throwing off on the battery. I mean, like I said, Jimmy put that battery on there before I got it, and I've had that battery going on. It's been in that bike. I've had that bike 4 years, and that battery's at least 4 years old. But I was just noticing that bike parts are going up. Sterling mentioned that his rotors for his 1980s Gold Wing is $500 a piece. I've noticed that the exhaust for mine, I was going to change out the exhaust on it. That's things that don't necessarily need, but that kind of things, you have to kind of balance your wants with your needs. And everybody likes to upgrade their motorcycle, and the doggone exhaust for that thing is $600. The seats for that thing $700. And if you got a metric bike, I know somebody's going to go there buy a Harley. Okay, you buy the Harley, and then you buy the parts. 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 And then you bu I'm just going to get everybody aggravated. Here, let me tell you another joke. Honda, because Harley riders need reliable motorcycles. But I kid. Be all inclusive, not exclusive. I don't care what you ride. Everything's going to cost you money. And if you got to pay the thrills and the bills and keep the little wifey happy or the little girl happy, your little girlfriend, your kids, and all their expenses, where does your expenses come in at? Where do your expenses come into play? I, for one, don't want a motorcycle payment. And if that's their whole thing that they're trying to price this out or trying to get some of us older riders, I'm at that weird age where I'm not old and I'm not young, but I'm somewhere in the middle. Middle-aged, I guess, middle-aged and crazy like Terry Funk there. I'm just not going to make a payment. And if that's the whole thing that they're trying to get us out of riding motorcycles, that they want us to buy their products and take it to the dealership because we can't work on it anymore ourselves, that they're more worried about putting profits in their pockets instead of actually taking care of their customers. The aftermarket is gone, and there was is pretty much gone. If you can find it, you're going to be paying through the nose for it. You can buy some Chinese cheap knockoff parts. That might work. That might not. Like I said, the quality of any kind of parts you get and where you're getting them from now is, you might, it's just like, you never know. It might be like a swing and a miss. You might get some good parts. You might not get no good parts. You just kind of have to, sometimes you buy new parts, and even after you paid for it, you have to go through the hassle of the return because the brand new part you bought, a brand new part, never even been out of the box, brand new part you bought is, don't even work. And half these new parts you're getting, if you'll look and you pay attention, they're actually not new parts, they're remanufactured, which means they're used and they've been rebuilt. So you're not even getting a new one, even though you're paying new prices for it. For that thing, I think, I was looking at, it's just, and then they want to charge you, they don't want to include things that should go all in the same box. I was looking at some clutch parts for that bike back last year, and you can buy the clutch parts, all the discs and the friction discs and all that set. But if you want the gasket, you got to buy it separate and pay an extra fee for it. That gasket should be included in there with it, but it's not, so you have to pay for extra. It's just little things like that I've noticed that things are going on, and like I said, you can either, if you can find the parts, you're gonna have to hunt for them, and then you're gonna, if you find them, you're gonna find them expensive, and then you don't know how good the quality is gonna be, so you may be right back in the same old boat you started out on. That's my rant, my tirade on that whole deal. Because, nobody's made out of, if you're made out of money, I'm not. And I'm blessed to have what I have, but I'm certainly not made of money. Everybody works hard for their dollar. And everybody's dollar is getting thinner and isn't worth as much as it used to be. It'll really shock you if you sit down and actually figure up your paycheck a week. And we can get into some economics here. And I've did this a couple of times when I was working. If you actually figure up how much you make an hour and figure up your total by the end of the week, and then divide that, how much they took out of your check a week by how much you make by the hour, and sum it up, you're actually you're not making near as much as what you think an hour. You're pretty much working for free, or working for even less than what you thought you was making. So that's that as far as all that goes. But I'm not here to preach economics. I'm just kind of things I've observed as a motorcycle rider, and I don't know, can't speak for the car industry because I haven't owned a vehicle in 4 years, other than that SUV, and I didn't keep it, but from I got around August, either August or September, and I sold it by January, so I didn't hang on to it very long. I've been on the bike, but I've noticed that since I've been riding that bike for the 4 years, when the first set of tires I bought were Metzler's, were $350, and that was mounting them and everything, and or it was about 300, maybe a little bit more. It was at least $350, maybe $400. It was around in that price range. I can't remember spending 4 years ago, so my brain don't remember that far back. But Then when I went to look at the Messlers now, get two, they was around $800 for just two of them. That's $400 a piece. And then, to get them mounted is another $200. That'd been $1,000 in a set of tires. So the Messlers was out of my price range. That's why I decided to go ahead and get Dunlops on the recommendation of Hippie Trev and Rolling with T-Bone. Some people dog on them Dunlops, but I'm hoping they keep making those, because that Honda Shadow Sabre 1100 2007 model, it's getting to where you can't. The tires are getting harder and harder to find. It's like some cars out there. I noticed Mama's cars have got 15-inch tires on it, and you can't hardly find tires for it anymore. That motorcycle tire, it's an 18 for the back and a 15 for the back, 18 for the front, and I couldn't find them. And if I found them, it was one or two things was always going on with them, trying to get them Messlers for 2 years. Either I had the money and they wasn't in stock, or either they was in stock and I was broke. So that's the reason that bike and them tires that's on that bike ended up in the shape that they're in, because of them circumstances. So that's that. What do y'all think? Do you think that the motorcycle industry is trying to process out and either trying to process out of the market, or are they just trying to get us to quit riding? What do y'all think? That's my opinion on that. I believe that the motorcycle industry and the aftermarket industry, they don't want our business anymore, and they don't want us fixing up our old used bikes and keeping them going and keeping them on the road. I think they want those just to go away and fade away, go the way of the dodo. And they want us to buy their new product that they're putting out that's overpriced, that's less reliable than the old ones, that's going to have to be taken to the dealership because you can't work it in your driveway anymore, because, and it's got all this new technology, and it'll do everything for you. It makes the ride better. It's a smoother ride motorcycle. It's a better running, more fuel injected, not carbureted motorcycle. And it's brand new and shiny, and it don't have any rust or scratches. Ooh, and they try to put, make the ads enticing and get you in there to make the payments and the overhead cost and the delivery fees and everything you got to do now to even get one. So are they trying to process out of the market? Are they not even wanting new riders to get into the market? Because if you're a new rider and you want to go buy a new motorcycle, how are you going to even afford it? If you figure up your payments along with the thrills and the bells and all the other stuff that goes along every month, are we being priced out of the market? I've repeated myself there, but I want to make that point. I want to stand on that. Are we being priced out of the market? Do we even matter anymore? I don't think that the aftermarket supports us anymore. I think that we're not getting any support from the aftermarket. I'm not saying we need dirt cheap prices, but I say we need reasonable prices. A working man, everybody considers a motorcycle just a toy. Even your insurance company doesn't consider it. Most insurance companies don't even consider a motorcycle transportation cost. They just consider it a pleasure vehicle. That's what mine is registered as. That's all I could get insurance on it as a pleasure vehicle, because they don't really consider motorcycles anything but just a silly toy. If people that's not involved in this scene, it's not part of the motorcycle culture, whatever it is. I'm not a gatekeeper, but the aftermarket doesn't support you, and it doesn't matter if you ride a Harley or anything, Honda, whatever motorcycle you ride. I can only speak for the Honda line because that's the only thing I have experience in. Why would I speak for something I don't have experience in? There's never really been a big aftermarket for it anyway, but now the basic parts, the OEM parts, if you can even get them, are outrageously expensive, and you just, like I said, you roll the dice and is it going to work or is it not going to work?